Make a short video to all the mechanics that are out there that work on airplanes. I have been taking and seeing an awful lot of transits coming in and out of the airport because of Sun and Fun. And we've had one with a left mag that was dead. It was a Cirrus SR-22. I pulled it into the shop, fired it up, confirmed left mag dead, taxied it to the maintenance hangar, pulled it in shop and removed that mag after doing several other checks on the P lead and everything else. Took the mag apart, found the points were at like a thousandth of an inch, and these are slick mags, so if you're experienced on slick mags, 18 thousandths of an inch is usually your golden number. But the fuel setup on this aircraft was so far off, I was appalled. The other aircraft that were coming and going, I'll have to say that the replacing a tire on the aircraft, I look at these airplanes, I walk around them, I fire them up, I check them out, and then I make my recommendations. Now these planes only came in for a mag and tire and excessive mag drops, things like that. In those pilots, the owners, or the people that were flying the aircraft, completely ignored the mechanics' recommendations on these aircraft, and they elected to fly them afterwards. I see mechanics out there, and I know things and bolts and nuts are very, very difficult to get to. There's a lot of them on an airplane. There's a lot of tasks on an aircraft that take a ton of patience to be able to do. And they're taking shortcuts. And I understand why. There's a certain way a nut goes on an airplane. There's a front and a back. Okay, so will that nut work if you installed it either way? Yes, it will. Is it right? No, it's not. There's a certain washer stack up that needs to be performed on every single nut and bolt and stud and everything that you put on an airplane. Will it work without that stack up? Yeah, it will. Will it hold? More than likely. But that's not the point. The point is when you start taking these small shortcuts, they lead to bigger shortcuts. I see a lot of fuel setups on engines being done completely wrong. I see a lot of tasks on aircraft being performed completely wrong. I see mechanics throwing tools across the shop. A mechanic throw a tool in my shop, you'd be looking at the unemployment line pretty quick, because an aircraft mechanic is not your cup of tea. If you're doing it for the money, it's not your cup of tea. You gotta do it because those lives that are in that airplane depend on you doing your job right. And when I come across a bolt that is so difficult and at a glance looks impossible to get on and do and properly torque, get that stack of those washers correctly, put that nut on correctly, fight that fight. And when you're done, the amount of pride that you have looking over every nut and bolt on those engine installs or any job at all, you can look at that job, step back, and know every single thing that could have possibly have been done was done. And the amount of pride in that is that is difficult for you to do correctly to the T. Find someone else that has done that job before. That's what makes you the best mechanic, aircraft mechanic you could possibly be, is take a step back before it pushes you to that point. Find somebody else who has different tools, maybe has made that tool, has done that job before. Get on the phone, get in the maintenance manual, find out how the maintenance manual suggests you to do it. Now I know the maintenance manual can tell you a lot of things, but it can't give you reality. So find someone else that has done it before. Take a step back, come back the next day. Go smoke a cigarette, go take a break. Come back with fresh eyes, look at it again. And when you're done, you'll know. You'll know. Stop taking shortcuts, people. Stop taking on tasks and jobs that you've never done before. Stop guessing. Do the job right.